Welcome back. From Vermilion to Seattle we go. North Dakota was on the West Coast Saturday to take on the favorite in the Pac-12, the 9th-ranked Washington Huskies. Most of the 70,000 in attendance expected the home opener to be a stroll. After all, they were the 43-point favorites entering the contest, but UND would hang in there over the first 3 quarters of play, especially on defense. Bubba Schweigert's crew would pick off Heisman candidate Jake Browning twice and limit the high-powered Husky attack to only 17 points through the opening 40 minutes of play. Though the Fighting Hawks offense would struggle to maintain drives, they did spark at times on the back of none other than John Santiago. The senior All-American would rush for 139 yards on the ground, including a 69-yard sprint that would set up a short field goal to put UND within 14 points at the tail end of the third. But that was Washington's cue to turn things up a notch. The Huskies would quickly put distance between themselves and North Dakota, scoring on 3 straight drives of 70-plus yards at the start of the fourth to finish off any hopes of a UND comeback and complete a 45-3 victory to drop UND to 1-10 all-time against FBS opposition. Still, as lopsided as the final scoreline looks, there were plenty of positives to take from this one.
They're a really good team, number 9 ranked in the country, and we knew what they're going to come with. But we prepared good, and I feel like we stayed sharp mentally.
We trusted what Coach Schmidt prepared us for in the week, and we went out there, we were executing, and I felt like we could play with them. We started to get worn down at the end. Little things started to show more, and I don't know, but I thought we hung with them good most of the game.
We just got to work on our performance now. We got to work on little details of things. We got to keep getting consistent with things and keep building. This is definitely a game that's going to help us build.
This environment is awesome. You know, it's like there's like 70,000 fans here, and it's just, I don't know, something that not a lot of people get to experience in their lives. And it's just the craziest thing ever. It's just so fun.
Well, for more on UND Washington, let's bring in Alex Heinert from Grand Forks. And Alex, 45-3. Of course, it does not look good, but this was not a comprehensive defeat for UND by any means.
No, Kelly, not by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, it's not very often you can lose by 6 touchdowns and still come out looking good, but I think because of the caliber of the opponents and the way UND went toe-to-toe with the Huskies for 3 quarters, they can take a lot of positives from this game. Defensively, they allowed a ton of yards through the air especially, but their pass defense held up better than expected against a group of future NFL receivers, and their front 7 was really outstanding, holding UW's all-time leading rusher Myles Gaskin to just 3.5 yards per carry. The dam obviously broke in the fourth. UND just ran out of steam, but to keep it close for 45 minutes, with that team, I mean, if you watched the game from start to finish, you had to come away impressed with the performance by the Fighting Hawks.
Yeah, I mean, wins the game within the game. That's huge. But offensively, no secret, UND could not find the end zone. Is that a concern moving forward, though? I mean, they were going against the 9th-ranked team in the country.
They were, and that's why it's not a concern. I mean, Washington is just loaded on defense. Remember, Montana didn't score at all on these guys last year. At least their offense didn't in a 63-7 defeat. So I would hold off on any judgment for the UND offense for the time being. And even with only 3 points to show for their efforts, there were still bright spots for the UND offense, namely that John Santiago looks better than ever. Saturday was his 3rd career 100-yard rushing performance against FBS opposition. He also finished with 260 all-purpose yards when you count in the kick return yardage. Huskies head coach Chris Peterson singled Santiago out in the post-game press conference as a guy that just belongs on any field he steps on. John is poised for another huge year, and we are privileged to get to see it up close.
Yeah, he is definitely something fun to watch. But Alex, you were out in Seattle for the whole game day experience. For those that didn't make the trip, I mean, what was it like?
Well, it's a special place, Kelly. I mean, Washington is a 2-time national champion and FBS semifinalist just 2 seasons ago. And they are a premier program in one of the most storied conferences in the country. And the scene in and around Husky Stadium really reflected that. I was on the field for the game, and there was a moment in the 3rd quarter when the sun started to peek out of the clouds, and you could see the shine reflect off the Huskies' gold helmets. 70,000 people in full voice. I mean, it felt like I was in a college football movie, really, being on the field. All the UND players, and you heard Steve Gurr mention it, this was an experience that they will not forget for a long time, and it's one that I will remember for a long time as well.
Oh, very special. Well, thank you so much, Alex.
Yeah, you bet, Kelly.
All right, well, coming up after the break, we are going to step away for a quick second, but we are going to talk about Augustana. Quite the ending in their home opener against the nation's 3rd best team. Elena Lanson joins me in studio to talk moral victory. Stay tuned.